Hello, tubers. This is Kurt with Edibles and Exotics coming to you from sunny and smoky Mesa, Arizona. So there is a mulch fire or something going on a couple miles from here, and the whole yard is filled with smoke, and they say they're just going to let it burn out. So we got about 2 weeks of this. It's awful. Making my nose run and making me sneeze. So anyway, this video is going to be an update on George's yard. So I'll put a link down in the description to the first video, and he's up in Gold Canyon, and he purchased a house about a year ago, and he's putting in a food forest. So I met him selling him plants, and we hit it off, and I've given him numerous plants for free, and just trying to get his yard going. In exchange, he's let me do some videos in his yard, and we've been going out. We did the permaculture video down at the Tucson Swales, and plan to do a lot more. So it's just a quick update on his yard. So again, he's in Gold Canyon, butt up against the Superstition Mountains, slightly different climate than we have here in the valley. You know, it gets a little bit cooler at night, a little bit cooler in the winters, doesn't get as hot during the day in the summers. And he's got a couple of chip drops down, and from what he told me, I think he's ready to give up on the garden, and you know, he wants to plant stuff that's going to continue to grow. He doesn't want to have to replant seeds every year. So, you know, he's going to switch to more permanent type plants. But, you know, we talked about the different layers of the permaculture food forest, you know, with the canopy, understory, bushes, shrubs, ground cover, stuff like that. So he's trying to adhere to that as good as he can. You know, it takes a little bit of time to get a food forest going. So, you know, he's got the wood chips down. His next goal is to establish some shade, hopefully by the end of the summer. So next year he could conserve on water and plant a lot more sun sensitive and frost sensitive type trees and plants and whatnot in his yard. So let's head over to George's house and take a look at what he's got going on and how it's coming along.
Okay, you're back. And since you were here last, there was nothing in the ground last time you were here.
No, not really. It was kind of sparse.
So going off the advice you gave me, I went for shade, and I ended up getting this bamboo here. Alan at Queen Creek Tropicals helped me select it. It's a specific variety. This is a clumping bamboo, and most of your clumping bamboos, you'll have one culm come up here, one here, and they can get quite wide around. This is a variety that stays really close together, and they have a mature one in the ground that's maybe about that big around, but you can't even put your hand through the... So yeah, this is the variety I go with. Maturity, I'm hoping it gets about this big around. If not, you just take some off and you keep it basically pruned that way.
Yeah.
And they can get 30 to 40 feet tall.
Yeah. Are you gonna, I see, you know, you got quite a bit of space here. Are you gonna do cuttings or something like that and root some more out to create kind of like a wall over here, or?
I wasn't planning on it.
No, you're just gonna do the one individual.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna see how tall it gets.
Yeah.
Once it gets to where I want it, I've watched videos where you can just pull the bamboo down, cut it, and just let it go, and it stands right back up.
Yeah.
So if that's 20 feet, then I'll do it at 20. Or let it go to 30, 40.
So your main goal here is just to use it for shade.
Yeah. Yeah, because as we talk, we got the sun right ahead of me now, and as it moves across this way, this thing's going to be cast in the shade right down the center here over all the plants.
And this is where you want to plant a lot of your tropicals, your bananas and stuff like that. Cool.
Yes.
So what do you got? What do you got going on over here?
This is my nursery. This is the one spot of my yard that gets probably the least amount of sun throughout the day. So I tried to get this as close to the corner here, but there's actually a quail's nest back here. Oh, really? So I don't want to disturb it.
Oh, wow. That's the second one you got, huh?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and I think the first one I got is abandoned. I don't think those are going to hatch. But
Yeah.
as I was moving this back here, all of a sudden something came running out here. I thought it was a rat, and I looked back behind the trash can, and it was a quail.
Oh, cool.
And then when I peek back here, there's 12 or 14 eggs.
Wow.
So we'll let them hatch out.
Neat.
I want little babies running around the yard.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is just a nursery. We've got some papaya trees going on, some bananas. Got a Barbados cherry back here. It's starting to take off. Castor bean that I don't know what I'm going to do with.
Who gave you that? They must be pretty cool, huh?
It's a really cool guy. His name's Kurt.
So we got the Musa Velutina, the pink fuzzy one.
Yep.
And then we got a Dwarf Orinoco right here.
Yep.
All right. And these are going to go out over here, and the bamboo is going to shade them. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we got some cuttings over here, figs.
Fig cuttings.
All right.
Another fig cutting. It was starting to leaf out, and then I think the sun hit it a little too much and got it out of there into the shade.
And then another one. Yeah, don't give up on those fig cuttings. They'll
No.
probably go. What are these guys? These are tangelos?
Tangelos.
From seed.
From seed.
That's cool.
They're polyembryonic, so they should be true to parent.
Cool.
As I'm studying now, I'm learning there's a lot of mangoes that are that way as well.
Yeah.
And I found out the mango that I have here is polyembryonic. And when I was watching videos on it's a manila mango, and they said that most of them are actually grown from seed.
Really?
And I came out and I looked, and there is no graft section. So it's probably a seedling.
All right. And what do you have down here? Sweet potato.
All down here, sweet potato.
Awesome.
There's I planted somewhere in here. I planted a couple slips, but then when I was done with the actual parent potato, I just plunked it down pretty much right here, and most of this is from that parent sweet potato.
And then some lemongrass.
Lemongrass, and I think on the other side of that lemongrass is like a volunteer palm.
Yeah, it looks like a couple of volunteer palms. So there's one there, two there.
Oh, actually, right here too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, right where the water is.
Yep. All right. And then we got our shade structure over here.
Yep. Had to set up temporary shade. And got the loquat. That was the first tree that I ended up planting was the loquat. Yeah. Then I put the bamboo in behind it.
All right. And then we got a mango in here.
Mango. Over here, ice cream bean. And Kurt, you should be familiar with these.
Yep.
Queensland bottle trees.
Yep.
Gift from Edibles and Exotics. And then, of course, the avocado.
Cool.
And I was actually going to ask you on this. I had put some of the calcium carbonate on there, and it's since come off. Should I paint these for the summertime?
I would paint them with a proper trunk paint.
Okay.
Just because they don't have very many leaves. You can grow that sweet potato around it.
I'm working on this to like twist it around there.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll work out good. I would definitely paint it with a proper trunk paint and then coat the leaves with the homemade sunblock.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the growth that was on it when you gave it to me is kind of died back, but the new growth is just keeps popping out and going strong.
Yeah, avocados are crazy.
This is all new growth.
Yeah. Yeah, avocados are weird. They love the sun. They don't grow good without it, but they can't tolerate our sun and our heat in the summer. So got to nurse them through that. But all winter they will grow, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
Lots of growth throughout the whole winter.
And then for the first 3 years, the stems are all green. Those are all photosynthetic too.
Yeah. Yep. All right.
Oh, and then last on this side was another shade tree. I want this to kind of grow up and out around all sides, but this is the Jamaican cherry.
All right.
They also call it the strawberry tree because I guess the little flowers that come off of it are white and they look like the flower on a strawberry plant.
Oh, okay. But the fruit don't taste like a strawberry, huh?
No, they're supposed to taste like cotton candy.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like cotton candy, right?
a natural candy for the kids.
Yeah. All right,
But-
let's walk around. We'll
All
pan
right.
around here and we'll do a little shot.
I showed you pictures of these not too long ago, but these are the dragon fruit.
Yeah.
So this is the...
That's another thing I was going to bring
Yeah.
you is a couple of different types of dragon fruit that I had going.
Okay.
I'll have to do that next time.
So this one is just a little... This was the nub that I just planted, and it was supposed to be a red variety.
Mm-hmm.
This is a pink one.
Yep.
And then you gave me this. This is the yellow, and it's got a little bit of growth
Yeah.
going on right here. Back in February, when you gave me the black missions,
Mm-hmm.
you also gave me this long, lanky stick of dragon fruit.
Yeah.
And one of the pieces is right here.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm actually surprised because what I end up doing is I move this. I don't want them to get too much water.
Yeah.
So I'll move it right here, and then that guy gets watered, and then back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
But if we come over here, we got this guy. When I put him in, he was smaller than the other branch, and it was turning yellow. I thought he was going to die. And he gets no additional water, and he's going crazy like that.
Wow, that's awesome.
So, yeah.
Yeah, when we start getting the heat, you're probably going to have to put some shade around them
Yeah.
because they sunburn like crazy.
Yeah, I've got some shade cloth left over. I was planning on just like maybe stapling it here and draping it down here.
Yeah, that would work out perfect. Well, anyway, let's do a little pan around here.
Okay.
So that's the side yard. Now we're over to this little raised bed section.
Yeah. We did this to help prevent anyone that wants to basically look in from the view fence area.
Yeah.
Not that you can really, the walking path is down, so you can't really see up here. Someone would have to walk up to the fence, but being that we're in an HOA and we wanted to prevent people from seeing all the gardening supplies back here, we put this up. And my wife, who is giving me pretty much the majority of say in all of the backyard,
Yeah.
when we were shopping things out, she wanted bower vines. So we put these bower vines here to quickly fill in and cover this up. And then another thing that she's always wanted, she loves rhubarb pie and strawberry rhubarb pie.
Yeah.
So this is rhubarb. And then this was a blank section because we weren't allowed to put organic material a certain distance from the house.
Really?
It voids the termite warranty.
Oh, yeah.
So I just built this whole thing, left this space blank, but figured I could put a pot in here and put some blueberries, special soil with some acid mix in there, and they seem to be going strong. I mean, there are actually little blueberries on there.
Oh, so we'll get them there. Oh, yeah.
Then we got a 20th century Asian pear. In the back here, got some sugar cane that I got from you.
Oh, yeah. I think that was your first purchase, right?
It was.
The biggest and the best I had.
January, that's when you and I met. Probably one of the best purchases I ever made. I just pulled the bamboo stake out yesterday, but this is the original sugar cane that I planted, and then everything else is popped out from around there.
Wow. That's crazy. So, well, geez, it's going to be the first of June soon, so that's 6 months.
Yeah.
A little less than 6 months.
Grasses are amazing.
Yeah.
Any of you out there want instant gratification and success in your food forest? Go with the grasses. Bamboo, sugarcane, lemongrass. It's amazing what can happen in the amount of 1 week. You can
Just add water, right?
You can watch them grow. Yeah. So we go around here, cut a couple more shade trees you see with protection here in these cages. I bought these as like little starters, but they're Java plum, and they're supposed to be a fast grower once those roots get established. And I'm just trying to throw up some shade in this area so I could plant my mangoes and maybe some more tropicals that I get, subtropicals.
And you're going to do, I think you've been convinced to do a very densely planted area.
Oh, yeah.
Now, right?
Yeah.
Really pack it
Yeah.
in there is the key, right? For our climate.
Yeah. I was telling you that, you know, I was spacing everything out because, you know, I wanted to let them get mature and grow out. But the more I see, you know, you keep them pruned, keep them nice and close together, and you actually start to create an environment underneath that canopy.
Yep. And like you said in the permaculture video down in Tucson, shade.
Shade,
Number one,
shade.
right?
Yeah.
Mulch and shade.
Yep. Even though what's going to be out here are trees and plants that can handle full sun, you still want that shade. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. Especially when they're young, right?
Yeah.
So we got, what's creeping up the wall here?
The creepers. So we got big ones that you see are passion fruit. And what I did is on the end of every sprayer that I have on this fence, on the opposite side, I put sweet potato.
Awesome.
I just wanted something to start creeping out and actually provide shade to the wood chips themselves, so any of the life underneath there isn't getting baked by the sun.
Smart thinking. More shade, right?
More shade.
More shade.
Even on the ground.
Yep. And the sweet potatoes, we know could take the heat, the sun, everything. Just give them
It's
water.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's like as it gets hotter and hotter, these things just keep exploding.
Yeah. And we got
right on the other side there, yeah, we got a grape, Concord grape.
who gave you that one?
Oh, I think a guy named Kurt.
Oh.
That might be Alan. No, it's
No,
Kurt. That was
no.
Kurt.
Kurt's the one with all the free plants.
But yeah, like I want to say 2 weeks ago, it was only down to here.
Wow.
I just put all this growth on in about 2 weeks.
Jeez.
And
So
it seems
about
to be
6 inches. Are you gonna build a trellis for it, or what are you gonna do? Kind of stake it to the fence?
That's what I was planning, stake it to the fence and run it this way.
Yeah.
Anything to cover up the view fence.
Yeah.
All right. So waiting for the passion fruit to fill in, I also plopped down on either side of the middle here a couple of the commercial name for them is Kiwano, but they're actually called the African horned melon.
Oh, okay.
They get about yay big, yellow in color with these kind of thorny appendages that come off of them.
Yeah.
And I mean, to me, they taste like a cross between like a melon and cucumber. Not a real exciting flavor, but last time I was in Sprouts, they were selling them for $6 a piece.
Jeez, that's like
So-
dragon fruits.
Yeah, yeah. But dragon fruits have a lot more flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Except for the white ones, they're kind of bland.
yeah. Well, have you had the white ones grown? Like either you grow them or someone else grows them?
Yeah, it's a big difference for sure.
More flavor. Okay.
Yeah.
But you buy those in the store and they taste like
I think they pick
a
them.
little bit of sweet water.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the problem with the dragon fruits to the stores is they pick them just way too early, and they don't ripen
Well,
naturally, just like any other fruit that
think
they sell in
about-
the store.
Yeah, we're in Arizona.
Yeah,
Those are grown in Vietnam
yeah,
and flown across the world.
yeah. They're starting to grow them in Mexico now.
Yeah.
They're trying to create a boom over there. We'll see what happens.
I know they're trying to do them in California
Yeah,
as the farming in California has desertified the state.
yeah.
Now they're trying to farm in the desert, and they're looking at those cactus as
Yeah.
a way to do that.
All right, what
So-
else do we have going here?
All right, so figs.
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 Okay, what
Where'd I
variety
get
is this
those?
one here?
This is unknown Italian.
All right, and you got that from?
I got that from Edibles and Exotics. In fact, I bought this one over here, Brunswick. And actually, I bought the Brunswick the same day I bought the sugar cane.
Mhm.
And as a parting gift, I was given the unknown Italian for free.
Cool.
And which is the one that's doing the best.
Yeah,
This guy.
yeah. We just, I just brought you over that fig, and you said it was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And you know, the good thing about those white Italians is the birds don't eat them.
Yeah.
So that's definitely a plus.
Which is something I'm looking at now as I look at fruit.
Yeah.
Because I've been watching videos on star apples, and there's a purple variety and a green variety, and I was like, I'm going with the green variety.
Yeah. You know, a lot of the purple fruits and berries and stuff are awesome, but you know, if you like it, the birds are going to like it much more.
Yep. And then what else? Citrus. I got a Miwa kumquat.
All right. I love kumquats.
And what I plan on doing, the Miwas are the sweet ones, sweet round ones.
Yeah.
And what I want to do in the future is there's only 3 varieties of kumquat. There's Nagami, Fukushu, and the Miwa. I want to graft the other 2 onto this and grow all 3 of them off of one tree. So, mandarin orange, specifically a gold nugget mandarin.
All right. This one you had a little bit of leaf curl. So.
Yep. We're going to get it painted up, help prevent from the sunblock, see if that does anything, and beef up the water that it's getting. And hopefully that takes care of the leaf curl.
All right.
And
what else we have?
We have my dwarf section.
All right.
This wall here, I didn't want to get anything growing up too tall to prevent my neighbor's view of the Superstition Mountains.
Mm-hmm.
So we have this is a Bonanza miniature peach, which is absolutely crazy. It's been in the ground for 6 months.
And how many peaches were on there? You counted like 11 or something?
I actually wasn't going to let it go to fruit. I was going to pull them all off. And originally I pulled 20 fruit off of here.
Wow.
And then it started throwing these guys out. And I said, yeah, I'll just wait and see what it does. And honestly, this one has some give to it. I think this one's ripe.
And this is a grafted tree onto a gigantic rootstock right here.
All right. And then we got a Violet de Bordeaux fig.
Little itty bitty figs.
Itty bitty. And when this one I got at Queen Creek Tropicals. And Alan asked, do you want a bush or you want a tree? And I said, bush. So he picked this one out, which is branching out in all multiple directions. So hopefully it stays nice and small.
Cool.
And once again, edibles and exotics. These are the loofah seeds that you can get from Kurt. And I was telling Kurt earlier that just this week, this plant only came out to here. I was trying to get it to go up the wall, and you know, as the week went on, it did. And eventually it's up to this length, and now I can start to kind of weave the tendrils through the snake fencing here.
All right.
So, amazing growing on that one.
Then we got some more lemongrass over there.
More lemongrass.
More lemongrass. All right. All right. Then we got a little bit of desert scaping.
Yeah.
Right?
Little desert, a little bit of fruit. So we got pomegranate here. Yeah, it's done a little bit of growth. I thought it would be a little bit more robust, but you're starting with a smaller root system on those. Those are the pitaya. What are they called? Peruvian apple cactus. That's what those are.
Trichocereus peruvianus.
The rest of these just forms of sages. This is a bottle brush. Oh, this is a fairy duster. I have a bottle brush somewhere else. And sugarcane jujube. And this guy, he didn't know too much about these. I didn't realize these are the actual flowers themselves. And then if you look down here, it's actually forming the little fruit.
Pretty cool.
So this summer I should have some jujubes.
Awesome. All right, moving on. What else do we have? We got some more trellises.
More trellises. Just to block nosy neighbors or HOAs. Did
Got some poppies in there.
Flowers up front. Bring in the pollinators.
All right.
And just a Mod Podge mix, really. This is my first year gardening, and I did everything by seed. So it's basically what wanted to come up. So it's really patchy. I actually planted out several melons throughout here, but only this side decided to come up and nothing came up over here. So. And that's the way it goes with everything in here.
So you got tomatoes, corn, carrots, melons.
A little bit of carrots. Yep. Winter squash, summer squash, melons. The tomato beds were supposed to be a mixture of like tomatoes, eggplant, peppers, okra, but tomatoes are the ones that really wanted to come up. Some of the okra did come up, and everybody said this is a heat lover, and it seems to be the hotter that it gets, this okra is really starting to leaf out.
All right.
We got a volunteer weed, but the dragons actually eat those, so I'm keeping it in there.
Oh yeah.
Until it goes to seed, then I'll pluck it.
Yeah. Some of those, the ones growing by my house at least, they get some nasty thorns at the base of them, and I got to use leather gloves to pull them out. So.
Oh yeah. I could feel the hairs as I touched it right there,
Yeah,
so it's going to get bad. And sweet potato.
All right.
Anyone in the desert that wants to grow something in the summertime successfully, sweet potato, sweet potato, sweet potato.
What do you have at the end? Asparagus?
The end is asparagus. And then more lemongrass.
And this here is...
That is supposed to be Okinawan spinach.
And you got that from the plant sale.
Yeah.
Arizona Rare Fruit Growers.
Yes, sir.
All right. And then over here we got...
Longevity spinach.
All right. And
That's
you got that from?
Edibles and Exotics.
There you go.
The rest of these are, I cleared out my fava beans and just did chop and drop. And then these guys were small ones that just decided they wanted to keep growing. So just let them keep going.
Yeah.
Don't know how they'll do in the summer.
And then down here, you were telling me these are fava beans that resprouted, right?
No, these are actually garbanzo beans.
Garbanzo beans,
Yeah.
that's what it was. So chickpeas.
Yeah, when I cleared all the plants out, the dried pods fell down and I just left them, put the soil over it, and these guys just started growing up.
All right. Then we got our row of corn.
Yeah. And hey, look at this. I just noticed this. This is a volunteer Palo Verde.
Oh, wow.
That seeds must have been in the wood chips.
You going to leave them there, or are you going to pot them up?
I'll let him keep going. I'll pot him up when he gets a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
I have some neighbors that wanted some more privacy on their fence, so I might plant it on the other side of their fence over there.
Great.
By that fig.
Yeah. Then what do we have here?
Sheesh. This guy?
Yep.
This is the chaya, the tree spinach.
All right.
You can get this at Edibles and Exotics too.
I just did a video on that.
Ah, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have, right now, I got 2 left, and then I got about 16, I think I started. That should be ready in about a month or so.
I want to say like I planted him a month and a half ago. And when I did, the top of him looked pretty much like this. Like all the leaves were this size.
Little baby ones?
Little baby. And then he's put on all this growth in about a month and a half.
Yeah. And that's another one. You just have it heavily mulched and
Yeah.
just add water.
Our natural soil, mulch. I don't even fertilize. So.
Yeah.
All right. So as Kurt's camera keeps overheating, we're almost at the end of the garden. Last but not least, these are the recent additions. What I'm trying to do is grow shade. So when the sun is at the hottest point in the afternoon, these will be casting shade down onto the garden this way. So I went with a papaya, and this is a Chicago hardy fig.
So that's going to shade your garden, you're hoping, huh?
Yeah.
Because the sun is, which way is the sun at the end of the day?
About 4 o'clock, it's going to be somewhere out here.
All right. All right, so we're back. That was George's yard, and sorry the camera was periodically overheating and cutting out. Little word to the wise, if anyone's filming with a GoPro, maybe put your batteries and a GoPro in the freezer or something before you start filming. You know, I was filming in 4K 60, and it uses a lot of memory. The batteries get drained pretty quick, and you know, being in the full sun with the camera, it gets pretty hot pretty quick. So yeah, if you know, you're filming like that, maybe throw your camera and your batteries in the freezer for an hour or two, get them nice and cold before you start filming. So anyway, you know, that's basically his yard. You know, it's coming along pretty good. If you watch the first video when I was first out there, compared to what it is now, it's come along a lot. He's got a lot of stuff in the ground. He's still got a lot of stuff in pots. You know, he's starting to figure out what he wants to put where and what he'd like to add. So he's working on that. I'm going to help him with some more trees as we go along and plants and whatnot. I didn't realize actually how much I've given him. So pretty much everything that I've given him, I do have available. I'm in between jobs right now. I quit my old job and I'm starting a new one in about a week. So it's been a little hectic for me in the past week. I'm trying to get things done around the house. I haven't had a week off from work in probably about 20 years, you know, my day job. So, you know, all this stuff I do with my yard and the plant nursery and the filming, that's all on my off time from work, you know, regular 8 to 5 type job. So I don't really get that much time. And, you know, with the family and the kids and whatnot, it's crazy. So, you know, this week I got to get a lot of stuff done around the house. And I'm going to try to film some more videos. I had a commenter ask about the Black Mission fig cuttings and wanted an update on that. I'm going to try to get to that this week. I still haven't up-potted all of them out of the bins into pots yet. I actually did a couple in one of the updates, and I actually missed a day of watering by accident, and a lot of them wilted. I've unpotted a few of them, and the roots are still good. They still got good cambium, so maybe they'll bounce back, maybe they won't, but I still have to make some grow bags for those. So I apologize to that viewer, and I'm going to try to get an update going on those. But anyway, back to George's yard. You know, his main goal there is, like I said, shade and the wood chips. So he's got the wood chips down. He's working on the shade. You know, the summer's coming up. We've actually had a great spring this year. We had a really wet winter, a great spring. And, you know, we're not into summer yet officially, but really our summer's actually begun, you know, in June, you know, June 1st. And I think we're June 2nd or 3rd today. So, you know, it's actually a little cooler than it usually is. You know, here in the valley, we usually go from like 70s, and within a week we're into the hundreds, and it hasn't been like that. It's been up and down in the 90s, low 100s, so it's been pretty decent. And you know, being he doesn't have the shade and everything, he's at the mercy of Mother Nature. You know, with the sun shining in, it heats up the ground, and you know, all his neighbors are all desert-scaped. He's got a park behind him. He's kind of up a little bit from the park in elevation, you know, 20, 30 feet or whatever. So, you know, he's just trying to get that microclimate going in his backyard with the shade and the mulch and keeping everything kind of damp. So I'll probably go out and do another video, you know, in a couple of months out there, you know, once he gets some more stuff planted, see how everything's going. And, you know, he's he loves his bamboo that he planted, and he's hoping that really grows up and shades that one side of the yard where he's got a lot of his, you know, very sensitive tropicals. I think he wants to plant some bananas back there. Obviously, he's got some avocados going and stuff like that. So, you know, we'll keep following that and show you how it progresses. That way you guys get a realistic expectation of taking basically dead soil from a newly constructed home and a newly constructed development, and you know, how long it takes to actually turn that into a permaculture food forest. So, you know, I'm thinking he's probably another, you know, maybe end of next summer. He should be pretty close. The following summer, you know, he'll be pretty okay by then. The 3 summers from now, it's going to be pretty grown up and where he wants it, you know, to where it's going to be a lot lower maintenance and easier to care for and a lot cheaper on the water, and, you know, obviously bringing in plants and stuff. But, you know, with the wood chip mulch, he's going to have to do chip drops probably once a year. And, you know, once it really gets going and cooking down, he's going to have a lot of leaf litter. You know, he's probably going to do a lot of chop and drop. So he's going to have a lot of, you know, branches and stuff hanging out. And, in the spring or in the midsummer, when we get our monsoons, the drainage behind my house here for the community, like I said in other videos, that fills up and we wind up with spadefoot toads spawning. And, you know, they lay their eggs and the tadpoles hatch and they swim around. It takes about 2 weeks for them to be able to hop around out of the water. And by then, usually the water's drying up and the birds start picking them clean. So I bring them and I put them in my, my little pond that I got, and I let them grow and hatch out of there. So if you guys are interested in spadefoot toads, tadpoles for your yard, because they make awesome predators, I'll definitely give those away for free. I'll do a video on, you know, actually getting them out of the wash and or drainage, water retention area, and bringing them over here. And you guys can just come down and get a bucket full and bring them to your house and, you know, add to your food forest that way. You need not only the soil life, but you need the above soil life. And the toads are great predators, and they poop a lot. So good manure, you know. But I'm going to bring him some of these spade-footed toads, the tadpoles, and we're going to get those going in his yard too. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, hit the bell, comment down below, tell all your friends. And until the next video, guys, keep growing.